Hi there, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Carol. I'm a wife, mother of 2 teenage boys, a plant-based nurse. I work in the emergency room, and I live on the beautiful island of Maui. I have been a vegetarian for about 30 years, most of my life, but about 6 or 7 years ago, I decided to go full vegan. I gave up the dairy and the little bit of eggs that I was eating at that time, and decided to go completely vegan. It just seemed like the right thing to do for me and my beliefs, and it was the best decision I ever made. I started seeing more improvements in my health, and the greatest improvements came when in the beginning of 2020 I decided to check out a whole foods plant-based diet and just eliminate all the processed foods that were in my diet and just focus on whole plant foods. Beans, grains, whole grains, legumes, nuts and seeds, and fruits and vegetables, of course. Those are the bulk of my diet, and by eliminating oil and processed foods, I started to see major differences in my body and my mental clarity, my digestion, and my overall health. So I love this diet so much that I decided to start this YouTube channel to bring these recipes to the public, because at first it was hard for me to find a salad dressing that I could eat that didn't have oil in it, or that wasn't full of sugar or processed foods or chemicals and preservatives. I wanted to get those things out of my diet. I don't think we should need to be eating those things. So I have come up with all these recipes on my own. They're all favorites for me and my whole family, and I would love to share them with as many people as I can, to get as many people on board so that they can have some version of what I've experienced with my health. Today I'm making a delicious tomato and carrot soup. It's a creamy soup. It's totally vegan, of course, and it's all whole foods. The addition of coconut milk makes it really creamy and delicious. And it has lots of herbs and spices, of course. I love lots of spice in my food. I don't like anything bland. So this is a really good way to get your antioxidants and your fiber, and you'll see the beautiful color of this soup when it's done. So I'm crying a little bit because I chopped a whole onion, and it was a very spicy onion. It made my eyes water. I chopped an onion and about 2 cups of carrots and put them in the pot. I'm going to simmer them on the stove and add some spices. Okay, so I'm simmering the 1 diced onion and 2 cups of diced carrots. They don't have to be perfectly chopped. We're going to throw the whole thing in the blender in a little bit anyway. And I'm going to add my spices. It's really cooking fast. I just added a splash of water. We never use oil to cook. Unless if weight loss is your goal, you certainly don't want to be using oil, because it can add a couple hundred calories to this soup, and it doesn't add any nutritional value, and you honestly will not miss it. We're going to be getting lots of healthy fat from the coconut milk. Okay, so onions and carrots are nice and soft. I'm going to add 4 cloves of garlic. I buy the pre-minced stuff, so that's like a heaping teaspoon of garlic. And a tablespoon of basil, dried basil. If you have fresh herbs, please use them. I have some fresh parsley that I'll use at the end, but for now I'm just using the dried. I have smoked paprika. Where is it? Smoked paprika. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. Gives it a nice smoky flavor. Crushed red pepper flakes for a little kick. A teaspoon of oregano. Half a teaspoon of black pepper. I'm going to use a teaspoon of garlic salt and a heaping teaspoon of Better Than Bouillon. This is a vegetable base made with seasoned vegetables. It's a bouillon paste. It makes everything taste delicious. It's great, and some of them have actual meat in them, so you have to be careful. But this one is beef flavored, no beef added. And then I'm also going to add a teaspoon of onion powder. Okay. I'm going to stir this around, get all the spices incorporated, and cook that garlic a little bit. It smells amazing. Then I'm going to add 4 cups of vegetable broth. That was water because I already added the better than bouillon. And I opened a giant can of crushed tomatoes that I got at Costco. I don't even know how big it was, but this is about 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes. You can use diced tomatoes in juice. You can use whole tomatoes. Whatever you have. You could use fire roasted tomatoes. That would be delicious. Stir this all together. This looks so good. So I'm just going to bring this to a boil and simmer it down until it gets nice and thick. Okay, the soup is all blended. I put it in my Vitamix. I like it really smooth. If you have an immersion blender, that would be great too. I love my Vitamix though. And look how smooth and delicious it looks. It's a beautiful red color, full of antioxidants. Now what I'm gonna do is turn the heat back on, and I have a can of full fat coconut milk. I'm just going to put about a cup of this in here and mix it up. That's gonna make it super creamy and delicious. You could also put a cashew cream in here to make it creamy. But this just kind of cuts through the acid of the tomatoes and really takes it over the top. Now, this looks so good. Yum, so delicious, so warm and comforting. You know what would make this even better? A grilled cheese sandwich. Let's make one. So I made up a batch of my delicious vegan cheese sauce, and I put some on a piece of bread. I'm going to cover it with another slice, and I bet it's ready to flip. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Ooh, yummy. Doesn't take long to cook. Just grilling it on each side with a little bit of cooking spray, and we'll get our soup ready. This soup is so rich and thick and delicious. Smells like a restaurant in here. Okay, and our grilled cheese is done. Okay, the soup and the grilled cheese is done. I made some of my vegan cheese and put it on some whole grain bread, just toasted it lightly on each side. This soup was just asking for some grilled cheese to dip in it. Here comes John, my handsome husband. He's gonna try it with me and tell me what he thinks. Okay.
All right, looks delicious.
Here.
Thanks.
Have a taste of the soup. And a bite of the sandwich.
Mix it a little bit here.
Sure, if you want.
Perfect temperature. Yeah, yummy.
Okay.
I prefer to dip my sandwich into the soup.
Go for it. What do you think?
Great.
Yeah? On a scale from 1 to 10.
Man, at least a 9.5. Yeah.
Good with the sandwich.
Yep.
Yum.
You got done yourself, Carol.
Thanks, John. Well, thanks for watching. If you'd like some more of my sauces and dips, including my vegan cheese sauce, click the link in the description below for my free ebook. It has 5 of my favorite dips and sauces, including my vegan cheese sauce that I love. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this channel. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.